Don't throw it all away with your impatience, boss. Look, I know that you are ready. You are so ready to have someone who is just running point on the business so you can get really into that CEO life and you can be out making strategic partnerships and creating more sales opportunities for the company and probably starting a whole other second location or a second business. And so what you do is you go to a cheat, a fast, easy cheat. You find the first person in your business that you've trusted in the past, that's delivering a great job that you would rely on if there was ever an emergency to go and get your kids for you, right? Like somebody you deeply, deeply trust. And then you put them into a position to fail. Worse, there are other issues that come with bringing the wrong person and trusting them to be a second in command in your business. And I'm sorry, it's highly unlikely. It is not your virtual assistant. It's not your favorite executive assistant. Now, has that ever happened? Yes. Is it possible? Yes. Did it slow that company's growth and success? Whether they're telling you or not, the answer is yes. Because when we don't hire the right person for our leadership, for our freedom team to be our second in command, these managers, when we try to shortcut this particular hiring process, it's worse than all those other bad hires we had to suffer from when we were learning how to hire initially, when we first moved from business owner to boss. That sense of urgency you feel from the pull of the next exciting thing because the business is doing well. It is coming together. Sales and new customers are coming in. You've got people working on your accounting, people working on your marketing, people delivering like rock stars for your clients. And now you're ready for the next transition, right? That boss to CEO level. We have to put that second in command there. And the key is it's not about you trusting them. It's about what the business needs. Because this decision, when rushed and one not done thoroughly and not done specifically with your company needs in mind, it can ruin your business. Like big time ruin, like make it really hard. Not that we can't fix it, but boy, why do we want to go down that road? Some of the roads that you could be looking at if you rush into this and decide to pick the wrong person to be the manager that steps in for you, that is supposed to represent your core missions. Well, let's talk about some of the Boss HQ clients and what they had going on when they started working with us. Can you imagine your second in command makes such a toxic environment that you have to rebuild your entire team's trust and the culture all over again? Think about how much time and energy you put into getting the right people there now and the culture and making sure that everybody really is a great fit. We got to make sure we have somebody that can do that, that can lead from that space, that can enhance the culture that you've built and that you want. Another story, unfortunately, these are all true. Another Boss HQ, they were spending money and more money, sending their managers that they had promoted from within, and they were giving them continued education and buying them all the books and getting coaches and giving them opportunities to go to conferences. And yet, still, after all the money they spent, oh, wait, I forgot to tell you, they also increased compensation. Let's be clear, boss. Paying someone that's an underperformer more money is not going to incentivize them to do a better job. So recognize when we don't have the people that have the drive to grow, that are interested in doing the job that you're giving them. We don't want to wait for them to grow into it, because what happened to this one client, all that money, these managers were not going to step up. After all that time they spent, all the patience they used, they did not have the right people on the team. And the boss was still frustrated and overwhelmed because they had no one that was delivering results. And it created huge stress for them. Now, imagine this one, okay? Imagine being shocked. I mean, like shocked when your trusted manager that you thought has been rocking and happy and doing everything while you've been off doing your next big thing takes 3 of your key members and starts a competing company. So now not only do you have to hire back these positions because you do have an existing company and clients that need to be served, now you've got to recompete for your clients because these people were not the right hire. This was not the right second in command. Or imagine the crazy anger filled doubt that you're going to be on this ride when you get stuck coming back after 6 months. If you've had a personal injury or a family member you needed to be out with, and you didn't do a thorough positioning of your key member who was coming in as a second in command, to find out that in those 6 months, they weren't invoicing any of your clients. And worse, they were not paying any of the bills because they had no money coming in because they put no effort or attention into the cash part of the business. Nothing. So now you're back. You're trying to get back into a company you expected to be thriving because this person told you over and over again everything was great. And yet you've got to repair relationships, try to go back over months to collect on cash that was due you. But you guys know that conversation's never fun. Hey, we forgot to invoice you. But let's understand that really somebody walking around saying, yeah, I'm the boss, I'm the manager, I got this, you're fine. That's not the same thing as it's keeping your hand on the wheel, even if we're letting somebody drive. There's a way to show up and to set up the right second in command that will allow you to grow without the disaster. Yes, it might have some bumps, right? They're not you. And honestly, you don't want them to be, but they do need to bring certain things to your company. And I think that the main thing I want you to understand is one, hiring this key member role in a hurry almost never works out. It's got to be a thoughtful, drawn out process of ensuring that this person has what you need. And if you're not sure what the right person is for this leadership control position, I will tell you, it actually is more about what your business needs than what you need. And I get that's a shift, right? When you were starting to build your dream team, you were pulling things off of yourself and saying, I need an assistant. I need someone to handle the marketing. I need somebody to handle the accounting or the bookkeeping. But now we need to look at what does the business need? Because there's people and this entity that you've built that has a separate need than the individuals and even yourself. This person, it's less about shortcutting trust so that you feel good. It's more about making sure they're going to show up the way that your business needs. We need to really think about the organizational structure, right? Likely your key member, the right person, will need to be able to grow a company in line with your vision. So you need to make sure that's a thing. They might, probably will, need to make sure that they can be the go-to person to solve client issues, right? Oftentimes, the second in command is who problems get escalated to for your clients. So they've got to be that kind of person. They're for sure going to need to be a manager of people, to be on top of all things team. Because if this person can't support your team in a successful, consistent, and accessible way, then your business is for sure going down the tubes just because you tried to step out, just because you hurried through this process, just because you hired someone that you felt you could rely on, but wasn't the right person for what this position needs. These second in commands are different, and it needs to be the person that is going to want to build your dream company, not theirs. And that takes time to get to know them. That takes planning so that you know exactly what skills, experience, and alignments for your culture and fit they need to bring with them. So slow your roll. I get it's exciting, the next thing that you're pulling for. I get that you're so close to getting that CEO life, but you need to be more purposeful. You need to really take a minute and sit down and make a plan. What does the right person look like for your company? And that can sometimes just look like, if I'm not here, what does this person need to do? What do they need to be able to do so everybody else gets what they need and the company can keep growing? It's a lot to think about, right? That manager shift, bringing people in to help lead this team that you've so carefully been building, and you love them and you want them to all be successful, but you just don't have the energy, the space, the time to be in front of them all the time. So we have to be careful about who we put in there, and we need to look out for what the company needs to go forward. So it's a big shift, right? Shifting from boss to CEO. You need a freedom team. And if you have questions about that, we've got a new training coming up on how to create the visual for this. Yeah, organizational charts. They're my favorite secret weapon for a company that's trying to grow. 65% of people are visual thinkers. So if you want more information, just drop a note in the comments and we'll make sure to get you that link so you can sign up for that training. All right, boss. You can do this and you do need to hand it off. It is the right thing to do. You can find a person you can trust. Just don't try to shortcut it. Use a process, use a predictable, reliable process. And let's build the business so that you and the company gets what they need. All right. Boss on.